What's up, everyone, and welcome back to our Clone Wars Chronological Rewatch. Today we're talking about the episode Tipping Points, the final episode in the Onderon Rebellion arc. And this is the one where there's a big fight between all the rebels who have gained more and more support and the Separatist army with Kalani in charge. And
there's like riots in the street.
Right.
Like everyone is kind of fighting in this one.
Finally, yeah. And that's kind of, we start with King Dindup now officially endorsing the rebels, but saying like, hey, I haven't been in charge. This is you all. This is your will, and I'm here to help. Like, he doesn't lead their armies or anything. I really like that. He and Tandon defer to Steela because she's been the one in charge of the rebels this whole time. So they're like, we'll defer to you. You're more connected with the people than we are. But yeah, you mentioned protests and riots, and the theme of this episode is disobedience is a demand for change. So yeah, protests, riots, and rebellions like this, everyone's uprising or rising up because they want something to change. And on Onderon, that is, they want the Separatists out. Mm-hmm. They want freedom to control themselves again.
Right. And we see this with the Jedi in this episode too. Yeah,
that's the more personal Ahsoka story, which I really like, because they straight up say, hey, Ahsoka, you're probably done all you can there. Time to come home. And she's like, no.
No, they need me. She was like, I feel like I have a purpose here, and I'm going to stick it out to the end.
Mm-hmm. She feels responsible. So yeah.
Uh-huh. Hey.
Yeah, so she feels responsible and decides to stay behind. But then Anakin also chimes in, and he's straight up disobedient, where he's like, why aren't we helping? We can help. And then he finds a way to bend the rules and get Obi-Wan on board. And they wind up going to good old Hondo.
Yeah, to get some illegal weapons.
How dare you, as Hondo would say. Illegal? Yeah. What? So yeah, they bend the rules of engagement. They get Hondo to bring the Onderonian rebels some guns that they desperately need to take out some gunships. And that's how they do it. The Jedi do some shady weapons dealing, which...
They get a bunch of rocket launchers.
Yeah, I can't decide if that's, like, part of their path to falling or if not. I kind of lean towards not, because it is them going like, hey, we can help and we should, and here's how we're going to do it. And we'll figure out what that means later. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I think they did the right thing in this. But this episode ends very sadly.
Yeah, I mean, it's very cool that they keep following up with Saw, because this is the fact that he feels responsible for his sister's death, which he kind of is, he kind of isn't. Like, there's no way to have known that shooting that gunship was going to then make it crash into the cliff that she was on. Like, odds of that seem low, but yeah, I do think they were trying to make it a point to say, like, he's kind of responsible because he's been kind of hot-headed this whole time.
Yeah, and I'm sure Ahsoka struggled with feeling responsible too, even though she wasn't expecting to get shot in the middle of trying to save them.
Right, there's just nothing that could be done to save Steela after that point, but... I like that they keep following up with Saw, just that loss. I mean, she was kind of his moral compass. Not that he's an evil man, but he makes questionable decisions, and I think she would have kept him on a straighter path.
Yeah, he's an extremist, which she was kind of his safety harness.
Sure, yeah.
And then after losing that, we end up seeing the Saw that we know from Rogue One.
It's still one of those things where I'm like, I know why they couldn't do it, but I wish that his last words in the movie were Steela, which they are in the comic adaptation. Great, you can do it there. Would have confused a lot of people if he said that in the movie, but I do love that he's still always thought about his sister and hasn't let that go, which, you know, I guess isn't the best thing. You know, Star Wars preaches like accepting loss and moving on from it.
Yeah, I'm sure like he doesn't talk about her very much, but deep down he's using her death as an excuse to be so extreme.
Yeah, I think you're right. But that's it. That's it for the Onderon arc. So next week we're going to start the Youngling arc with the Gathering. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to the channel.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch.
And consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.